And welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Chad.
I can't believe Monday's already here.
I know. It's amazing.
Too soon.
Too soon. Welcome to Wednesday Night Candid Athletic Training Podcast. I'm Kevin.
I'm Chad.
Thank you for all the live listeners right now.
Yeah.
Seems like we got the same motley crew going on right now. Hopefully we get some newbies as well.
We love you all.
We love you all. So let's talk about it. Why are we on Wednesday, Chad? And what happened?
Well, thank you again, everyone. So we had to make a change.
We just had
and sometimes change can be hard. We understand that, and we're going to piss some people off, and hopefully there's going to be pros and cons to everything. That's just life. There's pros and cons to everything. The fact of the matter is we had to change the night and the time of this show is because, like Kat said, we like humping, and it's hump day. Happy hump day, Kat. Thank you.
We like humping.
Thank you for the joke.
So much that we had kids.
No. Not false. So anyways, Kevin and I sat down, and it was just getting increasingly hard to do the show on Monday nights at the time we were doing it. I needed to move the show back because of my work schedule, which changed within the last year. And Kevin preferred a different day of the week, so this actually worked out best for both of us. So we're going to try it.
Yeah.
And we're going to try it and see how it goes, and we can always go back.
No, we cannot. We can only go forward.
Can't go back. I mean, how many of you...
Always forward.
We're not...
Always forward.
Our ratings were down with Monday Night Football.
They were.
That's the truth. Our ratings were way down. Monday Night Football was cutting into the Candid live streaming.
God forbid we miss a Monday Night Football night. No, for real. It was... The change of the day and the time has everything to do with just our personal schedules, and it was getting harder and harder for us to even put on the podcast on Monday nights. And I know that's not the greatest thing, and I know we brought it on with you suddenly, but I think what we forgot to do is inform you guys that we've been talking about it for a little bit, or at least maybe saying, "Man, this is getting really tough on Mondays, one too many times."
Yeah, and
so we went for it, and we just said, "Let's just pull off the Band-Aid," and now we're here.
Yeah.
What else we got?
And we're here. About? We're. Oh, I also need to talk about the fact that the AT Ice Cream Club. I'm here. I'm like Kevin said. I'm here. I'm there. I'm every fucking where. I love ice cream too. I just don't put it on social media because I like it too much.
Whoa. Dang, that is quite the drink
Culver's.
You got there, Nate Marsh.
Culver's mint.
I got a high noon, Nate. Got a high noon. He's got a Culver's mint shake. It is not a, what are they called?
Yes.
Shamrock shake. It's not a Shamrock shake.
I mean, Shamrock implies that it was from McDonald's, which this is not. This is from Culver's.
Okay, put them in order. Which one's better?
10 years ago?
No,
20 years ago? Shamrock shake.
Right
but
now.
I think whatever.
Culver's didn't even exist 20 years ago. Oh, it did. Nobody else knows what Culver's is unless they're from Wisconsin.
The consistency, no, Culver's is now pretty much a lot of places.
Is it?
We could vet that.
Let's vet it.
I'll look at it.
If you aren't a Wisconsinite, tell us if you know what Culver's is, or if you have a Culver's in your hometown. Kevin
Joyce, go comatose for me, baby. What movie is that? That's go comatose for me. Is that Wedding Crashers? Yeah, that's Wedding Crashers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're not too far off from that on our fat tonight. That's going to be good.
Yeah,
it is.
It's
because they're negotiating. They're They're negotiating the divorce.
The divorce. Yep.
Yeah.
Kentucky. Wow.
Yeah.
Can you get bourbon there while you're at it?
So I think Culver's is more consistent in terms of their mint shake. I
100% agree. I think the Shamrock Shake, hot take, is overrated.
What
do
you think that means?
To go. I don't know. 10 to go. 10 to go.
10. That was my number. That was the number
there you go.
Give me in.
I think Culver's using custard is much better than what they use in McDonald's. So I don't even put them in the same hemisphere. Sorry, McDonald's.
Sorry about
it. Although I don't really order many. I might get one every few years.
I think many people like mint anything, shakes or ice cream. I don't know.
I'm not a big. I'll do the mint chocolate chip on occasion. It's not my favorite.
I pound it.
Yeah, I know. You pound a lot of things on hump days.
False.
Yeah. False. Very, very false. That's only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, folks.
Mondays now.
Mondays now, right?
Kidding.
Yeah. Had to
Never
clear up
mind.
the schedule, guys.
We're joking.
Hump day in the Henneberry house is on a different day, if you know what I mean. Athletic training, huh?
So
athletic training. This is the Candid Athletic Training podcast.
Candid Athletic Training. So
Gosh, at
because
Candid
of that,
_ATC.
we have to thank our official show sponsors, Healthy Roster.
Oh, our favorite people in the entire world, other than our listeners and our members.
Yeah. So
sorry, Dan.
Thank you to Healthy Roster. Check them out at www.healthyroster.com. What can we say? They are the best in the world at being an EMR.
Yeah, they are.
I actually was talking to another company today, a potential sponsor of the show, and we were talking about Healthy Roster and how great they are. Yeah.
So
lots
other
of
people know how great they are?
Yeah.
The word has been spread. That's cool.
Yep. So I think here's the other thing in terms of addressing some of the changes that we're trying to do. We're trying to reward. We're trying to do this.
Yeah.
So we are working on getting more sponsors of the show, partners of the show. We're trying to reward athletic trainers for being athletic trainers because we know how hard it is to be an athletic trainer. And so we continue to have meetings, business meetings, behind the scenes meetings. We're trying to grow this for you all, whether you are a current member or a future member, or maybe you're not a member at all and don't want to be a member. But we want to make the life of the athletic trainer better. So, in fact, Kevin and I have a huge meeting tomorrow morning.
Big old meeting.
A big meeting with a potential sponsor. So we've got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. So there are going to be more. There's going to be some more changes. I think these are going to be mostly positive. We're trying to reward you. We're trying to say thank you and appreciate you for listening to the show and being part of the athletic training community. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
A couple other new sponsors that we have, Smart Tools. I gotta find them. Smart Tools.
Gosh.
Let's put them up here.
Put them up.
You can get a 10% discount using Smart Tools.
You
By going to their website, buying any of their BFR or their soft tissue instrument assisted devices. Was the code Candid10.
Candid 10.
So you
Don't
can
tell
get 10%
everybody.
off.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, yeah. Get yourself some.
Tell everybody.
Get yourself some.
Tell everybody to go over to Smart Tools and get yourself some smart tools. Tools that are smart.
And then the other new sponsor is Human Kinetics, which you can get 20% off any Human Kinetics CEU course. Yes, I was on social media today and I saw somebody who was doing a CEU and I was like, wow, this is not a procrastinator. Good for you. Have you done any this year?
No. God, no.
I've done one.
I got them done last year, and then I said, you know what? I got at least 12 months that I don't have to even look at taking a CEU course. Now, here's the thing, though. If maybe I got some CEU courses because I listened to a podcast, and maybe they got me a free 4-credit CEU, it's something that maybe is even a little intriguing to me, maybe about how the body moves. I would like to take that course, and I'd probably start on it.
For sure.
Now, I wouldn't start right away. A lot of things happening. Baby, new business, second business, podcast, a lot of things. But when one thing slows down, I would definitely jump on that course.
For sure.
Who could have that opportunity?
Well, we know at least one person has the course.
That's awesome.
Colleen Early.
Colleen.
Congratulations. She was given the course for free. We have 11 more opportunities.
Yeah, we do.
So that's cool. We're going to give away 44 more CEUs.
And those only go to our members.
So
only. Those courses only go to our members.
We're trying.
We're trying.
Are we perfect? No.
We're not.
But we want to reward our folks.
We do. And we're trying every which way to get more and more opportunities to reward you other than staring and listening to us. We know we're the best. I'm just kidding. We know we're second best. But in reality, we're trying to get you guys as much stuff as we possibly can. And we do think that the more we can expand our podcast to get more opportunities for you guys, the more freedom we will have to have more fun with you guys. I think we've always talked about having meet and greets. We've always talked about having a second show. We've always talked about doing either monthly meetups of just like, hey, has anybody, I don't even know, made something cool in their crock pot lately for lunch that we can all share? We could talk about that. And I think that's where we're trying to get to.
Do you call it a crock pot?
I do call it a crock pot.
Or do you call it a slow cooker?
No, a crock pot.
What do the live streamers? Do you call it a crock pot or a slow cooker if you're on the live stream? I want to know. That's a great.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on social media too.
There you go. I think crock pot's the brand, right? Or something? I don't know. We do truly think that the direction we're trying to take the membership of the podcast is going to give a lot of people opportunities, but what it gives us and our current live listeners an opportunity to do is have more access to us. There will be things that are coming because of that. And yeah, like I said, not just our face and our voice, even though sometimes that's good enough. But we want to please a lot of people. So
trying.
So
we have we have a very fun show for tonight.
Including our humping partners.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to get into a show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go, 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 go. Well, I sure hope that you forgetting your charger doesn't mess up this show.
No, we'll be good.
Otherwise, I'll just go get mine from my office.
You got oh, yeah, you do, don't you? We got 69%. 68%.
Oh, damn it.
So, where do you want to start tonight's show, Kevin? You know what? We had a lot of talk about the changing of the night.
Yeah.
And most of the people are going to just hear this in the audio form and be like, what are you talking about?
It's true. They're like, wait, no.
Just the live streamers are mad
I always listen to you guys on Tuesday morning.
Yeah. All right. What do you want to do? First segment.
Surprise me. Give me one of the ones I don't know about.
All right. Well, then we're going to do our friend or foe.
All right. Friend or foe.
Which we put on social media, so maybe you know about it. This came up at work all the time for me when I'm documenting. The term thigh, using thigh. Friend or foe. So like when I have to document a hamstring injury, there's no like hamstring. You have to put in upper leg or you just put in thigh.
Posterior thigh.
Like, do you like that? Friend or foe? The term thigh.
Freaking hate it.
I hurt my thigh. What does that mean to you? Pulled the quad, right?
That would mean quad. To me, that would mean quad. I don't refer to my posterior ham as my thigh. I really don't. Quad off to the lateral side, I'll give you that. If we're talking about an IT band, something or other, I'll give that thigh. Because, little side thigh, a little slit in the dress when you're crossing your legs over there, Chad.
Boom.
I would definitely call that a thigh. I don't call hamstring thigh. I want the specific. And I don't think it's too hard to ask. Hamstring, quad.
Just put it in there.
I mean, there's really not a lot of muscles in the thigh. There's really not. There's few. Some adductors.
So
there's some hip flexors.
So this is not
some knee extenders.
This is probably not an EMR problem. It's probably a insurance coding problem, right?
I think when you...
So who the heck do we have to bitch at to get it changed?
ICD-10 for quad strain.
Most of our live streamers are...
it's in there.
Yeah, they all...
There's a right quadricep muscle strain.
I don't think anybody on the live stream has said friend. Now, I will say this.
I hate the...
I put it on social media, and it was like almost 50-50.
We're generic about some things, and then we're specific about others.
Oh,
I hate that.
So far, 3 minutes ago, which term do you use, crock pot versus slow cooker? Yeah. 100% of the votes, 13 votes in 3 minutes, crock pot, just so you know.
Really?
Crock pot. Slow cooker is not a thing. All right, so social media. Friend or foe using the term thigh in place of quad or hamstring. 53% foe, 47% friend. On a decent number of votes, 160. Lots of comments.
What was it?
It was 53 to 47. It was almost 50-50.
In favor of foe.
Foe. Which is what both you and I said, and basically all of the live streamers are saying foe.
I'm not going to lie. I'm glad you brought that up, because I remember like going through, making notes when I was on with that pro team, and every time I had to click thigh, and it like bothered me.
Yes.
Every time. It did bother me.
Be like, hey, they got a thigh injury. Well, no, they don't. They have a... Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It is weird.
So,
how do you feel about lower leg?
I'm fine. Like calf?
See, like, I'd be okay if it said upper leg and lower leg. Like
so at my EMR at work, I have to say lower leg.
Yeah.
Whether that's the front or the back, the shin or the calf, it'll say lower leg injury.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
But you're not when it comes to the upper leg.
If it said upper leg injury,
it says thigh.
I know it says thigh. I don't like that. I feel like it would be randomly saying shoulder blade injury, instead of like scapula. Like I don't know. Collarbone versus clavicle. Like
that doesn't bother me.
I feel like you're randomly using a generic term versus, and maybe that's the wrong way of thinking about it. But thigh does bother me. Foe, get the fuck out of here.
Okay, we'll move on. Really what you should be able to do is go right to the body part. Bicep, tricep, whatever.
That's so true, Dylan, and that's what it was.
What did he say?
So Dylan's used to the hockey, EMR, AHMS or whatever, that's what we used. And we had to go to thigh first. I hated it.
Okay.
There was a couple other too in there. There was a couple other. Randomly, all of a sudden, like, what would you...
Kayla's talking about tummy sticks versus abdomen sticks.
Here's another one. I gotta... say tennis elbow, extensor, tendinitis.
Lateral
epicondylitis, is that a forearm or is it an elbow injury?
Yes.
And that's, or like, your extensors, right?
Yeah.
Like, are they a wrist injury?
We put in, if I document it, I put in it as an elbow.
Okay.
Because that's where their pain is, in the elbow. But then we'll say this is what.
But it's also your forearm.
Yeah.
And then like.
Your forearm crosses the elbow.
Yeah.
So it's not that wrong.
No, I know, but it's like, which one is it? Like what?
Yeah.
I would rather, do we talk in segments of joints or do we talk in segments of, I don't know, is it the lower arm injury?
I think.
Do we start going
honestly, I think what here's the candid truth. If you know what it is, you should be able to put it in as what the muscle, and then just use the generic term for when you don't know.
That's true.
I'm not sure. We'll just call it an upper arm. It's like the injury reports in the NFL.
I think I always struggled too.
He's got a lower leg. Well, that's just what they want to tell everyone because they know, but they don't want everybody else to know.
Like, what if somebody, has a flexor strain, or what if somebody like ruptures a flexor but distal, like for the wrist?
Yeah.
But like, is that a forearm flexor? Is it a wrist flex? Like, that's the other thing that
always
always
just
bothered me.
Near the nearest joint.
Because then some people call them like forearm extension, like forearm flexors. They're not forearm flexors. They're actually wrist flexors.
Man, they're yeah.
Elbow flexors. You can't flex your forearm. You can't move
your wrist
flexors. This is your forearm, right? I can't flex my tibia. I can't flex my shin.
If you do this, are you flexing it?
Yeah, totally. No, I'm contracting it. Flexion.
Do you want to know what popped up on my schedule today?
This is a classic Candid argument.
We're just this is a good one.
We're going.
So before I left work today, I had to make a phone call and kick somebody off our schedule for tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was inappropriate for the urgent care walk-in.
What was it for?
Gunshot wound.
Oh.
Gunshot wound 2 weeks ago. I want to follow up with the walk-in clinic.
No.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Here's where you should be going.
Yeah, not ours. This is the orthopedic walk-in clinic.
Ashley Lambert, thanks for joining us.
Hi,
Appreciate
Ashley.
you. You're going to come in handy later.
I think we might even say your name later.
Nicey's back.
What do you got?
I hope I said that right. To me it's Nicey, but I feel like she's been on and corrected me before. I'm so sorry. No, that was it. Thigh, foe, hard foe for me.
See ya, thigh.
Okay, what do you want to do next?
Fat.
Yes. Yes. Look at me. I'm riding a furry tractor.
Look at me.
Okay.
Furry tractor.
Oh, this is going to be one of the worst fats of all time.
Thionara.
What? Thionara?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kayla's got jokes.
This is episode 188, and we've probably done fats on about 180 of these.
Yeah.
Right? Roughly. So forgive us if we can't remember if we've done this before or not. But we got here and we're like, have we done this? We're gonna do Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Because
Anchorman.
We're under the assumption we've not done it yet.
We are. And if somebody knows that we have done it,
if one of our hardcore listeners would be
let
like,
us
what
know.
are you guys doing? You've talked about this before, because we don't think we have.
Either way, doesn't matter. This is what, episode 188. I think we talked about it. I think Dylan counted them all last time, but we're on really 194, 95 episodes.
Yeah.
I forget a lot of stuff through those episodes.
Because none of these characters have made a fat bracket.
I don't remember any of them on a fat bracket. That being said, we might have said they all suck, so therefore none of them are on a fat bracket.
But we're going to debate which. Okay, Nate says he doesn't think we ever did it, so that makes me feel better.
All good. So
we're going to stay to the original news team anchors, because we know that the hard truth. We know that Veronica Corningstone would be the only appropriate answer here. She would be way better than any of them. We're taking her out of the equation.
Why even have that debate with her in there?
So we're going to debate Ron Burgundy, Brick Tamlin, Champ Kind, Brian Fantana.
Brian Fantana.
Whammy!
60% of the time.
All right, where do you want to start?
That smells like pure gasoline.
Do you want to go by person, or do you always just want to go by quotes?
Let's go by
we've talked about this. Is this the most quotable movie of all time?
Oh, it's Mount Rushmore for sure.
It has to be Mount Rushmore of most quotable movies. Comedies.
And I don't know why. I don't what makes that? What?
Because
what's
it
the
was
secret sauce of that?
It's so. It's one. It's just good writing.
Could you? Say
but two, it's because you're just it's just weird enough to you're that would never happen. But if it did, those are the funniest things to me. You're there's no chance that's real life, but then it becomes real life.
There's also not a lot of true dialogue. There's not back and forth dialogue. It's a lot of just
jokes.
Just one-liner after one-liner after one-liner after one-liner. So maybe that has a lot to do with it too. Agree to disagree. When
in Rome.
Whale's vagina.
I mean, it's
could you?
It's on the Mount Rushmore. It's the Statue of Liberty for me. If you have to pick one, it's Statue Mount Rush. I mean, if we're going,
I think I probably agree with you. The only other movie for myself, I don't think it's for everybody, but for myself, is Spaceballs. Spaceballs is the other movie for me that's I quote it all the time. 50% of the time.
It works every time? No.
People know what I'm saying. I'm just going to go with 60% of the time. People know what I'm quoting. And they quote along with me. But pretty much Anchorman... Yeah, man.
Okay, so your top
aside
four.
From my wife, everybody quotes it with me.
I mean, I love Spaceballs.
That way, Kev.
And there are certain quotes that I'll recognize, mostly just from Darth.
Yeah,
but
too hot. I say I'll take a sip of my coffee and literally go, too hot.
But it's not in my Mount Rushmore. Okay, so give me yours. It's Spaceballs. It's
Anchorman. I want to say Step Brothers. I know you.
You know
I'm
mine.
not gonna say Forgetting Sarah Marshall because I don't think I can. I can't quote it like you. My next. Can I throw a TV show in there?
Nope.
Is it? Oh, damn it.
I have mine.
Friends would have been a big one. You give me yours.
Sure.
I'm forgetting. I need one more.
Oh, Nate said Super Troopers is up there for him. That's a good
Not
one.
me.
All right, for me, Anchorman, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Dodgeball.
Ooh, that's a good one.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
And actually, I think Dodgeball would probably be my fourth. The other three are for sure locks.
You know what? I'm going to go a little older. Ace Ventura. But When Nature Calls. The second one. Yeah, not because I think it's better. Not because I think it's better. It, for some reason, it was like when I was like in high school, I had a DVD of it, and I played it all the time. Like I just played it in my room all the time. I'd fall asleep to it. If I was just in my room, like even doing homework, I just had it on, and so like it's just ingrained in my head. Not that I do think it's a funny movie.
I don't even remember the second one, to be honest. So
it's in the bone.
Honestly, the movie that I probably quote the most is Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
For sure.
Anchorman is right there. But honestly, there's a stand-up comedy routine that I know every word to that I quote a lot. So that would actually be in there, but it's not really a movie. It's more just a stand-up comedy routine I've seen too many times.
Right.
So
the bats.
All right, so let's get to it. Ron Burgundy.
Collect the whole set.
What's that from?
Nate's quoting Ace Ventura When Nature Calls with me.
Okay.
Guano bowls.
So Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy.
What?
All right.
What do we got here?
Well, he always presents himself very neat and tidy.
Yeah.
Athletic trainers. I don't think it's important, but a lot of athletic trainers always neat and tidy. I always got yelled at. Hey, Kevin, you should probably shave your face more often. Take more showers. You stink. He's going to be in a suit.
Does Human Kinetics have any leather-bound books? Your athletic training room smells of rich mahogany.
I will say he grabs the attention of everybody, right?
It's not really what an AT does, but it would be kind of cool to be able to do that.
When you're in the athletic training room, every once in a while you need to say, "Hey, everybody!
I have urgent
news." That'd be great. That's how I should have started any meeting I ever had.
Cannonball.
Very urgent news story. Cannonball.
We've been coming to the same practice for 12 years now, and in no way is that depressing. Been watching the same outcome of these games for 12 years.
He's persistent. Persistent with Miss Veronica.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, he's got persistence. He's calm under pressure.
He knows what it feels like to do 1,000 bicep curls.
Yeah, so he's
fit. He's super
the
fit.
Rehab, yeah, he's good.
He's got secret talents.
Motivational speaker.
Oh.
Like he can rally the troops. Like he can talk people into
no touching of the hair or face. And that's it. He does have secret talents though.
Oh yeah, jazz flute.
Good finger dexterity.
Yep. That's a good call.
He has that personality that you might hate at first, but he grows on you.
Yeah, he'll win over the athlete.
And so I think, over the course of the season, the athlete, loves him.
Okay. How about
terrible rehab person though?
Yeah, he doesn't. He loses track of the counting. He just makes it up. But
And-
so do you.
Well,
You've said that. You've said be like, I think that's 12.
yeah.
But you
And then-
are guaranteed that you were right every time.
If somebody wrote something wrong down on a piece of paper, he would definitely not know how to correct it.
He just reads what's ever on the teleprompter. Yeah, that's trouble.
So he's very
He's by the book.
he's by the book.
Which may or may not. So there's a little lack of ingenuity. There's a little lack of.
He learned one way to rehab an ankle, and that's the only way that he's ever gonna know.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Oh,
All right, let's move on. Brick. He's got to be the worst. He's got to be the worst. Could you imagine standing on the sideline? Somebody gets hurt.
I don't know what I'm yelling about.
I'd like to extend an invitation to you to the party. Pants. You can bring your pants. Bring your pants to the party.
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp. Loud noises.
Well, he killed a guy. Can't kill people.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's but he's loyal. They're all loyal.
Trident.
They're all loyal.
Very loyal.
Damn. He's calm under pressure too. He got thrown into a bear pit and he didn't even flinch.
No. Actually ends up calming the bear down and
Marrying.
grinding
a bear. It's impressive.
So he's got redeeming qualities in his personality.
Did he stick a metal utensil into a toaster in the beginning though? Was he making like a sandwich in the beginning? He's just not. Universal precautions might not be there.
No, he doesn't really have. He doesn't have the street smarts to say.
He's fearless though.
Very fearless.
I don't have any really redeeming.
I'm trying. Really, really trying.
Well, that's okay. Somebody's gonna have to be the worst of these group. But he probably is it.
Very true.
All right, Champ.
Whammy. Talk about loyal. I mean, he'd run through
Stalker.
He'd run through a brick wall for everybody, particularly Ron.
I think HR is going to have the biggest problem with him.
Maybe. He's the least adaptable.
Yeah. No. He's the one most familiar with sport.
He is.
So he
Maybe
might
demands
be able
of
to
sports.
hold his own, at least talking to the coaches.
I would imagine he is a classic sports reporter that probably feels like he knows everything, how long every injury takes to heal. And how long every rehab takes to get back to play. And so that alone, I think he is going to be pretty far down on my book.
Okay.
Because he's going to constantly say, well, but I mean, this guy got back in this time. This girl got back in this time.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Sure. Okay. Brian Fantana.
Out in the field with Brian Fantana.
Also,
Panda Watch.
Another well-groomed, well put together, pretty decent communicator.
Team player.
He's willing to take some risks.
He is.
He's willing to...
He goes all out,
Yeah.
He's in it. He's not afraid to fail.
No, he put himself out there, and
Yeah.
it wasn't going like 60% of the time it works. Like, and then she's just calling him out on how bad he smells, and he's just like, "What? What do you mean?
Smells like a baby's diaper.
Yeah,
full of Indian food, something like that."
What was his role?
He was like in the field.
Oh, he was the sideline or the okay.
That's
so
Panda Watch.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So he's got to be able to adjust a little bit on the fly.
He does
when you're there.
He does. He's mobile.
So I'll give him some
Mobile.
points for that. Like, just being able to have to adapt and interview people and... Oh, what's up?
I don't know. It's just because there's quotes.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to quote more things.
No.
I'm going to find my baby, gonna hold her tight.
Afternoon delight.
Afternoon delight.
So,
What?
Brick is the worst, obviously.
He's the worst.
So that's what you and I both agree. It sounds like we both like Ron a little bit. Do we like Champ? You said no. You'd be annoyed with Champ. I kind of agree. So to me, this is between Ron and Brian. And I was originally going to say Ron, but the teleprompter thing versus the being in the field. I just remember talking with Dan from Healthy Roster going, when you're at the desk, it's very controlled. And when you're in the field, it's just more chaotic and you have to adjust more. And I really feel like that's athletic training to me. You eat cat poop.
Gosh, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going Brian.
I'm going to go Brian Fantana as well.
He might. I mean,
Ron Burgundy might be decent. All right. Let's put this up. Let's put it up. I'll put it up on social media. I'll put it up on social media while we start talking about our. Oh, if you're on the live stream, let us know who. Yeah. Here's the thing. Ron doesn't know his body parts. Upper dorsimus connected to his uvulus. Like, no, you can't do that. You can't just start lying to the athletes and making up body parts. I mean, I have never done it once.
I mean,
just kidding.
I'm not gonna lie. 60% of the time, I do it every time. So, that he just got a vote in my eyes.
Who?
Making up words to sound, make himself sound smarter. That sounds like athletic training to me. I'm going Ron. I changed my mind.
You're going Ron. Okay, let's. Well, all right. So we're gonna move on.
Like thigh. Yeah, if everybody called it the thubulus instead of the thigh.
How about the changing the name of a body part after you've already learned it? Who the fuck thought that was a good idea?
I don't care.
It's now the fibularis? No, it's not.
Nope. Perineal.
Team
if
perineal.
You want to say peroneal, I don't care.
That's true.
If you want to say perineal, then you're in my court.
Yeah. All right. So, Kevin, we're going to do our FMK. You don't know what this is. I'm going to do that, and then I'll put up this tweet here. Tweet. I was browsing some stuff at work today, just for giggles.
Okay.
And I want you to FMK the following 3 things.
Okay, I'm going to.
Splinter removers. 3 different types of things you can use to remove a splinter. Okay? We have splinter out. You know splinter out.
So, wait. 3 different things.
These are 3 different products that would help you remove a splinter.
Gotcha. Right.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Splinter out. A pointed forceps. And a slanted tweezer or slanted forceps. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what splinter out is.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Do I?
It's a product.
I'm going to look it up real quick.
Yeah, I want.
Splinter out.
You got it?
Splinter out. Oh.
It's that little foil thing.
Yeah. I do know what that is. I had no idea that's what that was called.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
So FMK. So basically like the slanted forceps, the really, really pointy forceps, or a splinter out. You have to F1, kill one.
Hands down.
Marry one.
Hands down. I am marrying the slanted tweezer.
Marrying the slanted.
Hands down.
Why?
Because it's what I use every single time. And I love the 2 different angles. Because sometimes you need to get down with the pointy end. But then sometimes you need the the other end, the lower end, because there's just a little bit more force there. Sometimes it feels like. And then every once in a while, it like you can get into an angled spot with that slanted tweezer that works really well. The reason I like that as well is because sometimes you need to like dig. And I feel like I can dig better with those than with just one little point. Because pointed, to me, the pointed forceps, number one, I have yet to meet a straight up pointed forceps that wasn't loose at the end. Like, I can't get enough grip at the very tip of those pointed forceps.
Kevin lacks the tensile strength.
Tip compression. And over time, they get worse and worse, or they kind of like they're not aligned perfectly. And so I always leaned more towards the slanted tweezer. So I'm killing that point. And then I'm going to F with the splinter out because it does have that little point on it that sometimes maybe you need to like clear away some like of that top layer of skin to get like deeper in there. Or you need to like actually dig and kind of burrow a little hole around the splinter. And then to get it out, you kind of have to like almost pry it out. I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. What do you got? Why were you looking this up? Did somebody have a splinter?
for FMK.
Yeah? You just randomly thought of splinters?
Well, I originally was like, oh, we did Band-Aids once, but we could pick 3 new Band-Aids. And I was just on the website looking at different athletic training products. I'm like, is there a category here we haven't done? And I thought splinters were...
Splinter or sliver?
We've had this talk on this program.
And what's the difference?
We actually one of our live streamers really like gave us an answer, I believe. Maybe it was on social media.
Versus...
I actually think Nate had like a really slick way of... Oh, Dylan's using 20 gauge needles here.
Heyo. Honestly, needles work pretty well. Unless you're Kayla. Kayla's allergic to needles. She found out this week at her course.
Master dry needling? Or she went to a different version?
I don't know if she did.
She went to a different version. I remember seeing that on social media.
Ooh, Kayla. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you're
Splinter
allergic.
is wood. Sliver is all other materials.
Gotcha. So splinter has to be wood.
I misspoke when I said Nate did it. He said, nope, I'm not clever enough to know the difference. Well, Kevin Joyce is.
Kevin Joyce.
I usually start with the splinter out.
Really?
I like just
digging
with
that point.
Digging. So I like using the splinter out.
Do you have them at home?
Splinter outs?
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay. I'll tell you what. That's one thing I miss about being in the traditional setting. Constant access to all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I know. I agree. So I like splinter out. I don't know if I like it enough to marry it or if I just want to F with it. I think you just F with it because that's just like the starter. You're like, I want to just see if I can. I just want to see. Although you did make a good, compelling argument that the slanted tweezer is the most position friendly.
Oh yeah.
Like you can change up the position and still get good results. Maybe you have to F with that.
You can go all the way from the tip to the base.
Yeah, you can flip it around, use it however you want.
I flip that thing around all the time, and I start pushing with that bottom end too.
So I'm gonna F with that, and I'll marry the splinter out, because I will spend the most amount of time with it, banging my head repeatedly, going, "Why won't it come out?" I'm using this thing.
It's supposed to.
It
literally says it on the box.
I'll spend the most amount of time with it because I think that it's supposed to work and it doesn't. And I'll F with the slanted tip. Then I actually will kill the pointed tip too because I don't know. It's just kind of.
I seriously have maybe used 3 splinter outs in my life.
Dylan buys 20 packs
That's
and
what I'm
20
saying.
packs.
That's why I said
Jesus Christ, 400 splinter outs.
I think I'm missing something here.
He said that because he like has a lot because of the hockey guys getting.
No, I know, but like I think I must be missing some. Maybe I don't use it the right way. I don't know.
Yeah. So I have one more question about the splinter.
Okay.
Or the fine tip, like the really pointy.
Yeah.
Forceps. Do you like that little thing that's in between the two that like stops you from like?
Hate it.
What do you got a little umbilical cord or like a little outie here in between your forceps?
I always poke myself with it.
Do you?
All the time. And I'm like,
what
is it's for?
Is there a term for that? Like the thing in the middle of the forceps? Should we put that on social media? All right, I'm going to do that.
The bung. It's like
remember
bung.
We put up what was the blunt end tip of a scissors or shears? Like remember that little thing where like what is this thing called? And we came up with a name with it.
We actually did.
We're gonna in between forceps. We're gonna.
What is that thing called?
The stopper.
The stopper.
Fulcrum. Nobody knows.
There's got to be a
locks
reason.
The forceps.
Like
the TV for my bundle. Oh, Christmas.
Oh, Christmas.
I'll put it up on social media later.
But I do hate that thing. I hate it.
Yeah.
We used to have this like classic surgical like metal tin, right? That all of our sterilized like reusable
and you'd put it in the hydrochloric acid.
Yes. And we would like every time I would open it.
So you would so at the professional level, I would assume you would use something one time and get rid of it and get new stuff every time.
Not that kind of stuff.
No. So
we would like
alcohol wipe.
We would honestly
alcohol
for the most
wipe
part,
or like what would you use to clean it? Damn it! This is the athletic training talk that everyone came for.
Let's say easily cleaned stuff that, like, say a pair of scissors, a tweezers, but even tweezers. Most of the time, if it was pretty easy to like wipe down with like alcohol, I would just do that. But we had a sterilizing.
Wipe, yeah.
We had a sterilizing bin.
So it was almost like the barber shop when you just put it was.
I can't believe I can't remember what it was called.
Did it have blue liquid?
It was blue. Yeah.
Santa's
yeah, something like that. Yep.
Whatever.
And I remember that was like especially my first year when I was an intern. That was like my job. Was like first thing when I got in was to check that and then like clean them off, because then you had to use really hot water and clean them off and then let them air dry and then put them back in the sterile container. My point of kind of the sterile container too, though, was like we had, I don't know, 15 like different like sanitized instruments, and I was always like, all I want is the one pair of tweezers that's at the bottom of that. I don't want anything else.
Get to the bottom of the pool.
I just want the slanted tweezers at the bottom of that.
Interesting.
It was so annoying. And so I just eventually just left them out. And then I would just clean them every time.
Filled with Cavicide.
It's Cavicide or something, yeah. But Cavicide's the spray, isn't it?
Kevin said, wait, you're supposed to clean those? I just wipe them on a towel and move on. And Nate brings up a good point. Are forceps the same as tweezers?
I think tweezers are forceps.
Because our suppliers call them different things. Some call them tweezers, some forceps. But to me, forceps are the locking scissor things.
That's true too, though. I think forceps are anything that
lock.
No, I don't think they have to lock. I think forceps are anything that like can grip, right? Like it's two levers that grip. It's like that's what define. Well, I don't know. Forceps stuff. Jesus Christ.
This is the athletic training talk you came for. Stay for this.
Forceps.
Not all fingers are thumbs, but all thumbs are fingers. Yeah. Locking scissor things are hemostats. Jesus, we're off on a tangent. This is great.
A pair of pincers or tweezers used in surgery or in a laboratory. A large instrument with broad pincers used to encircle a baby's head. Yeah. That was an example. I think it's just anything that can pinch.
So then what's a tweezer? Anything that tweezes?
Not all forceps are tweezers, but all tweezers are forceps.
Okay.
Make sense?
No, but I'll take your word for it.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Okay. One last thing and we'll move on.
Okay.
To our feature topic.
Oh my God, I almost found the... Yeah, keep going.
When I was browsing this category, did you know that there's called Epsom drawing salve?
What?
Epsom salt.
Epsom salt?
Makes a product called Epsom drawing, like draw it out, salve.
Yeah.
Solve.
Epsom
A
salt,
solve. Solve. Like a
Salve.
solvent.
Salve.
S-A-L-V-E.
Yeah, whatever.
Epsom
Yep, say it again.
drawing solve. Does that make any sense?
I did not know that was...
Epsom salt made a product that intentionally you just soak it and it's supposed to draw the splinter or sliver out of your skin.
I will say...
Would you use that?
Well, I've tried the at-home idea, and apparently same thing, except use baking soda. And it's supposed to, like, draw it out. It didn't work.
Okay.
So, would I use it? Yeah, I think if I was desperate. Otherwise, you just kind of keep... I don't know, it depends on how deep it is. If I can keep, like, pushing away some skin and kind of take away a couple layers of skin to get down to it, then that's what I do.
Bacon.
Is
that a real thing? He's fucking with us, right?
Tell me it's like... Everybody's like, wait, tell me more about this.
Dylan claims that bacon draws out splinters.
Yeah. Can we get more on this?
And nobody is sure if he's being serious. Uncooked bacon.
Yes, uncooked bacon.
Everyone go to YouTube.
I'm not
fucking with you.
I mean, so what do you think?
All right, athletic trainers.
So what, is it salt?
In your kit, you must have some uncooked bacon.
So
in case somebody...
Then I need to bring a hot plate around with me, because is it sanitary to draw out a splinter with some uncooked bacon and then throw it on the hot plate?
I couldn't even get universal precautions out.
I want it.
Oh, shit.
And does it have to be the thick cut? What if it's apple smoked versus hickory smoked? Does it matter? Why bacon? Salt? What is it? I want to know why.
It's got to be the salt.
Oh my God, sleep
overnight. How? Yeah, why sleep with my dog? That shit's not making it through the night.
That's true. You got no chance.
I'm not wasting my bacon on somebody's splinter.
I'm not going to lie, I'll wake up so hungry.
Right?
Oh, I love bacon.
All right,
I want bacon right now.
That's a really fun discussion.
All right, well, what are we on? The topic?
We're on the feature topic.
All right, let's go. Uh-oh. We just started a whole thing. Uncooked bacon, mustard packets, apple juice. Is that what you just keep in your kit? Pickle juice in the kit?
Top 4 foods to put in your kit.
There you go.
For home remedies.
Home remedy foods to put in the kit. We write that down, actually. Because if we get
foods we did snacks.
No, not snacks. Like home remedy stuff. Like
we did a home remedy show.
I know, but would you keep it in your kit?
Would you keep food in your kit?
Would you keep mustard packets in your kit? God forbid one of those explodes in the bottom of your kit. Even though we all know pickle juice works really well to help hydrate somebody, would you keep it in your kit?
Windex. Just plain salt. What? Damn it, we need a whole
Vapor Rub. Vapor Rub fixes everything though.
Can we get a company that makes a it's like going to be a hybrid athletic training kit / cooler.
Dylan's got mustard packets. Dylan's living on the dangerous side.
He said he's got mustard brackets.
But he's also got bacon. So he's got bacon, mustard packets, splinter outs. Man.
Does he have anything? We got to see the inside of Dylan's kit.
We
do,
really
up close in person.
We actually do.
I'm sure he's got 100.
That might be the most interesting kit in the world.
Ashley says she keeps mustard packets and honey packets in her kit. Hotel trips are good for restocking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. True. Speaking of Ashley, go ahead, Kevin.
All right. So Ashley brought to our attention a little topic, and we want to talk about it. I think
she entered a submission on our website.
Yeah. And, we get a little notification, and basically host letters.
She wanted to know.
Ashley wanted to know, one, do you send a visiting team a letter to give them information? Do you get letters from home teams when you are the visiting team? And how does that make you feel?
Oh, that was a real question.
Yeah.
That was her question, not something you just added on.
I mean, I might have changed it a little bit.
Okay.
She wanted to know our opinion, but I want to know how it makes you feel.
Do you want me to start?
Sure, go for it.
So when I was at the college setting, did I send letters, host letters? When I was younger, I did. When I was younger in my career, and then my last 5 years, I just stopped. Mostly because I'm an old school kind of guy.
Old school.
I would literally...
Pretty quotable movie, too.
Yeah, that's a really good call. I would look up the athletic trainer on the website of the visiting school, and I would just call them and be like, hey, this is Chad from Milwaukee. You're coming up this weekend. Do you need anything?
They'd be like, why didn't you text me?
No, I just liked to reach out. I thought it was a little bit more personable. I could get information. I could give information much quicker than just a letter. It just seemed very informal to me, and I wanted to just be like, hey, here's my number. Let me know if you need anything. Here's what I normally do. So I would call people rather than send letters because I'm old. Because I just didn't want to go through the process of putting something in the mail. I thought it was easier to call. I would get letters from most schools. I think it's in the college setting. It's pretty standard a pretty routine thing. I think they're just passed on from team to team or like year to year and people to people. Did you have them at the professional level?
So I was like Dylan. The only time I really had to address it was in the minor leagues. And there was kind of just this minimum standard of like what we would have over there. And it was the bare bones. I mean, just, like very bare first aid things, very bare like rehab. So, think your 1, 2, and 3 pound weights. And that's about it. An ice machine and an ice scoop. Things, tables.
Yeah.
Other than that, like everybody knew that everybody was bringing their own shit. Now, when it came down to though, hey, just to let you know, our doc's going to be at the game on Friday and Saturday, but not on Sunday, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would not send a letter. What I would do, my first year, I would text the athletic trainer that was coming in the first series, and I would say, hey, here's my number. Obviously, feel free to use it if you have any questions, but I would give them the name of our physicians. I would give them basically the bare bones of like, if you need anything, feel free to call me at any time. And then in the athletic training room at the ballpark, I would have a list of stuff, right?
Sure.
Like the closest ER, the closest this, here's the number to the stadium, ops person that if somebody pukes in your room, don't call me, like call them, things like that. But I wouldn't text people unless honestly I just knew them and I just wanted to shoot the shit. Every time somebody came in, it was always only the first time. And from there, it was just really to make sure that they had my number, and that's it.
For sure.
That's really the only reason I did.
It's contact.
And agreed, Dylan. We like in our league too. We had one athletic trainer actually gathered all the numbers for like you could call. This is the hospital that the ortho's at. This is the hospital that the general physician's at. Here's their number that they've provided. I would just kind of give that anyways. Make it a little more personal and like kind of, hey, he prefers to be contacted by text. He prefers to be contacted by phone. She likes to get paged. You know a doc like that.
I do.
But that's it. Yeah, I don't know if he still has it, but he loved his pager back in the day when I worked with
team
him.
doctor that used to work with your team or that works with your team. That does surgeries.
No, the other one.
Oh, okay.
Very old school.
No, he still he does have his pager on him, but I don't think he uses all of it.
Oh, he loved that pager.
So for the basketball teams at our conference, it was mandated what they had to provide minimum.
Probably,
minimum. And then Nate brought up a point. After your first or second year, if you have the same schools traveling to you every year, after you get to know the AT a couple times, I don't think you should really need to. Like, you've been coming here for multiple years. You know what we have. You know what's around. And you probably have my contact information.
It's true.
So
you hope.
The only thing I really liked getting host letters when I was, my last year or two at the school, I would love getting host letters from other schools because then I would creep people on social media and try and add them for the podcast. Trying to network.
There you go. Network.
I would take business cards with me to every school and be like, hey, here, this is what we're trying to do. Give us a listen.
All right, next, let's expand on that.
Okay.
Did you make it a point did you talk to the visiting athletic trainer before the game?
Absolutely. Okay. We've talked about this on the show. I remember getting big leagued by
probably me.
No. Although your former boss big leagues me all the time. Like, he comes into our clinic all the time, and I don't think he recognizes me or remembers me or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, we've talked so many times. How can you not remember me?
Which he usually remembers a lot of people.
But I remember going to a Power 5 school, and the AT didn't even come over.
Really?
Before the series, before any of the games, or before any of the series, never met him. He might have sent a student one time, but I was like, you can't even come over and say hi because you're at a Power 5 school and I'm not. Yeah. Screw you, buddy.
Yeah.
That might have been that might have been a school in Arizona in a Power 5 conference.
Hey, yo.
So you've got one of two.
Come on, Arizona.
It was the blue one.
The blue one? Damn, Arizona State.
No, wrong. So you would have pregame meetings or would you meet up with the ATs from the other?
I would do my best. I would at least stop over at some point on the first day. If it wasn't like during their batting practice or whatever, I would just try to like run in there on the first day of a series and just say, hey, let me know if you need anything. Same skit, same this.
I would just go over and be like, hey, what's new? What are you trying? Yep. What are you like? Any new like toys you have or rehabs or what? I mean, what? Yeah. I just wanted to know what other people were doing to make sure I'm keeping up with the Joneses. That was my favorite thing, was meeting other ATs and be like, hey, what's it like here?
I think I had more like banter during a game with the other athletic trainer than I did like other stuff. We would, talk about stuff.
Bitch about how long the game was taking.
Yep, things like that. Like that. But thanks for that topic.
Thanks, Ashley.
Submit your topics. We have a few more that we need to get to that we've kind of been storing for future episodes from some other people. Or, they've been kind of repeat like submissions, and I've tried to like inform like, hey, maybe try this episode or whatever, but you know what? There's a lot of topics that we should and can repeat. What do you got? You got something?
Yeah, real quick, I'm going to update the polls we put up during the show. 93% of the people use crockpot, 94% say crockpot, 6% say slow cooker. Brian Fantana with 47% of the vote. Brick in second place, 21, and then Ron and Champ with 16%.
Nice. So head over to CandidAthleticTraining.com. You can submit your submissions of topics. HealthyRoster.com. That's the folks over at Healthy Roster. They're your favorite EMR. And if you don't know that already, you better go over there. Smart Tools. Get yourself a discount on some tools that are smart. Love you guys. A lot of great things happening. Human Kinetics is one of them. We have discounts for everybody, 20% off. Candid CEU. We are giving away a free course to 12 lucky members of our show. You cannot get that course unless you are a member. We're just going to give one away a week. We're going to go from there. Hopefully we have more CEU opportunities. Hopefully we have more opportunities to see you more in person for our members. A lot of exciting things. Thank you for Wednesday. Good night and bye.
Bye.